My name is Jeffrey Morgan. I am for the passage of House Bill 922. And thank you once again for your support for marriage. I really appreciate that. Marriage should be a legal status that is protected by our state. Unfortunately, it is not. John Quigley wrote in The Soviet Legal Innovation and Law of the Western World, he said this: divorce was to be granted at the request of either party without any proof of grounds. A marriage shall be dissolved upon the basis of both or one spouse. Divorce is automatic. In the 1917 decree, then this took place under Bolshevik Russia with Vladimir Lenin, divorce on demand takes place. If both parties desire to divorce, they simply register it. If one party desired to divorce, it would be granted by a judge. Basically, it is an automatic decision. It is nothing that is judicial in nature. It is just automatically granted. In our Texas Family Code 6.001, insupportability says, on the petition of either party to a marriage, the court may grant a divorce without regard to fault if the marriage has become insupportable because of discord or conflict of personalities. None of this is defined in our Texas Family Code. So I am making the case that our Texas Family Code is the exact same thing that Bolshevik Russia had under Vladimir Lenin with the no-fault unilateral divorce system. Furthermore, in our Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 56, it talks about prohibited local and special laws. The legislature shall not, except as otherwise provided in this Constitution, pass any local or special law authorizing, and if you go to number 13, the granting of divorce. That is forbidden for our state legislature to do, and yet that's what we have here in the Texas Family Code. I'm going to briefly go over this, but for time constraints, our divorce laws in Texas right now, as I said, mirror those that Vladimir Lenin imposed upon Bolshevik Russia. And what happened is in the 1920s, the results were so disastrous. There is an article in Atlantic Magazine from July of 1926, The Russian Effort to Abolish Marriage. The results were so disastrous that they had a national debate about what should we do about this divorce issue. We have instituted no-fault unilateral divorce, state by state, incrementally over 40 years. It's now coming on, this is the 50th year anniversary. And as Christy said, there is a predetermined outcome. The person who files automatically wins. There is no defense. There is deprivation of liberty and property rights. It is a forced divorce to the spouse who does not want the divorce. The divorce is granted every single time. There are no exceptions, and that's easily proven. In the last 5 years, can you give me 3 cases of unilateral, no-fault divorce that a judge has denied? Even though the Texas Family Code says the judge may, the judge always does 100% of the time. And as Mr. Bresnan said last week, maybe it's because we have some bad judges and some bad attorneys. I don't know what the reason is. But the Texas Family Code says may, the practice is that they always do. The divorce law right now also creates a special law, as I mentioned earlier. And the special law it gives a privilege to a certain type of person. In the state of Texas, the person that is given the special privilege is the plaintiff. The plaintiff always wins. The defendant never wins. The plaintiff gets the divorce. Any time that the defendant wants to be the winner in a no-fault divorce, he or she must change his or her status to plaintiff. That's just the way it is. So if you are reluctantly divorced against your will, you actually have no rights. In addition to with the special laws, it's supposed to protect a whole group of people from benefiting from a public policy. And in this case, the people that benefit are the attorneys, the divorce attorneys, the Texas Family Law Foundation that profit wildly off of divorce. And Representative Kalani, I think that you know a little bit about that. I saw your questioning last week. Thank you so much for your questioning. Based on that, I would like to say that in their financial interest, the testimony of the Texas Family Law Foundation should be considered and discounted because they are lobbyists, as Joanne Cannon Sheridan testified before this committee in February of 2017.
All right, Mr. Morgan, thank you for your testimony.
Any questions?
No.
I would love to have questions.
I think so. No questions. No question for you, Mr. Morgan. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
Chair